Have you ever picked up your phone to check a single notification, only to find yourself still scrolling an hour later? You're not alone, and it's not your fault. Social media platforms are not just casual digital hangouts anymore, they are intricately designed environments, carefully engineered to hijack your attention. Every swipe, like, and notification is part of a system that taps directly into the psychology of your brain. What feels like innocent browsing is often a carefully orchestrated experience intended to keep you coming back again and again. At the heart of this lies the brain's reward system. When you receive a like, a comment, or even a new follower, your brain releases dopamine, the chemical associated with pleasure and reward. That little hit of happiness is fleeting, but it's powerful enough to make your brain crave more. Over time, this repetition builds a habit loop: check the phone, receive a reward, feel good, repeat. The more frequently you engage, the stronger the loop becomes. Social media essentially trains your brain to seek out that short-term validation, making it difficult to stop even when you consciously want to. A major psychological driver behind this behavior is the fear of missing out, commonly known as FOMO. Seeing people travel, celebrate, succeed, and seemingly live perfect lives triggers a subtle but powerful anxiety. What if you're missing something important? What if you're falling behind? This fear pushes you to stay constantly connected, afraid that logging off might mean being left out. You don't just scroll for fun, you scroll for a sense of social survival. The problem is, the more you consume, the more disconnected and inadequate you might start to feel. What's even more fascinating and troubling is how social media offers the illusion of connection without delivering true intimacy. We are wired for human interaction, for eye contact, for shared laughter, for physical presence. But online, we replace these deep bonds with likes, emojis, and quick replies. It tricks our brains into thinking we're socially fulfilled, while actually leaving us emotionally starved. This creates a paradox where we're surrounded by communication but still feel profoundly alone. The curated nature of social media also plays a sinister role in this addiction. People don't post their struggles, their bad days, or their failures. Instead, they share filtered snapshots of their best moments. When you scroll through a feed full of highlight reels, it becomes easy to fall into the comparison trap. You start measuring your real, unfiltered life against the carefully polished lives of others. This distorted perspective can slowly erode your self-esteem, leaving you feeling less than, like everyone else is doing better, living better, being better. What makes social media addiction uniquely dangerous is its invisibility. It doesn't come with the obvious signs of other addictions. Instead, it disguises itself as normal behavior. Everyone's on their phone. Everyone checks Instagram at dinner or scrolls through TikTok in bed. It's not seen as a problem, it's seen as culture. But behind the scenes, this normal behavior is quietly stealing your time, your focus, and your mental peace. And because it's everywhere, it's difficult to recognize how deeply it affects your life. Every notification that lights up your screen is like a digital high five, a microdose of validation that reinforces the habit. But the real trick is in the inconsistency. Sometimes your post gets 200 likes, sometimes it gets 10. That unpredictability keeps you hooked. This is called a variable reward system, and it's the same principle used in slot machines. The brain becomes addicted to the possibility of a reward, not the reward itself. So even when engagement is low, you're compelled to keep posting, checking, and scrolling. Another layer to this addiction is the distortion of time. Have you ever told yourself you'll scroll for just 5 minutes and then suddenly realize it's been half an hour, or more? Social media is built to do this. The infinite scroll function, autoplay videos, and carefully personalized feeds make it incredibly easy to lose track of time. This doesn't just steal hours from your day, it also drains your mental energy, leaving you feeling tired, foggy, and overwhelmed. And then there's the algorithm. It doesn't just show you what you like, it learns what you like, anticipates your behaviors, and presents content that keeps you engaged longer. Every pause, every click, every linger is tracked and analyzed to tailor your feed in a way that's nearly irresistible. It becomes a feedback loop. You engage more, it learns more, it feeds you more of what keeps you scrolling. The algorithm isn't just feeding your interests, it's shaping them. For many, social media becomes an escape, a way to avoid boredom, loneliness, stress, or even deeper emotional pain. It's easier to scroll than to sit with uncomfortable thoughts. Easier to distract than to reflect. But when escapism becomes habitual, it morphs into avoidance. And the emotions you're running from begin to compound in the background, unnoticed but not inactive. They wait until the moment you finally look away from the screen, and by then, they're heavier than ever. The cost of this constant connectivity isn't just time, it's mental health. Studies have shown that excessive social media use is linked to increased rates of anxiety, depression, and sleep disorders. You might think you're relaxing while scrolling, but in reality, your mind is overstimulated, your attention fragmented, and your sense of self subtly eroded. What we gain in virtual likes, we often lose in real-life presence, clarity, and emotional well-being. Recognizing the signs of social media addiction is the first step toward breaking free. Do you feel restless without your phone? Do you check it the moment you wake up? Do you scroll without even realizing it? These are not just habits, they're warning signs. And the good news is, they can be unlearned. You don't have to go cold turkey, but you can take back control with small, intentional steps. Try turning off non-essential notifications. Move social apps off your home screen. Set time limits. Create phone-free zones in your life, like during meals, workouts, or before bed. Reclaiming your attention starts with awareness. Once you understand how these platforms manipulate your psychology, you can begin to make conscious choices. You can decide when and how to use them, rather than letting them use you. Balance doesn't mean quitting social media altogether, it means creating space for your mind to breathe. It means building a relationship with technology that empowers you, not drains you. In the end, you are not broken. You are living in a system designed to distract and exploit. But awareness is power. Once you see the mechanics behind the addiction, you can choose differently. So the next time you pick up your phone, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this serving me or stealing from me? That small moment of mindfulness could be the beginning of something profoundly freeing.